In this video, we're going to be taking a look at modeling the square column construction block that can be found in Activity 125, number 9. And we're going to be using the multi-view drawing from that activity to model the part. Our first step is to start off with a new component. I'm going to go ahead and call this the square column. And I'm going to say OK. And then I'm going to start off with having a new sketch, and I'm going to choose the top plane. I'm going to start from the bottom and work our way up from the center diameter. This is going to have a diameter of 1.25. This is fully constrained, so I can go ahead and finish the sketch and extrude. The thickness on this is going to be 0.5, and I can go ahead and say OK. I'm going to say Create Sketch, click the top of the cylinder. I'm going to use a center rectangle. Click on the origin, and I'm going to do a 0.5 by 0.5 width on this and finish the sketch. Extrude, choosing that's going to be 1.75 for the extrusion height, and then I can go ahead and say OK. Clicking Create Sketch again, I can click the top, and then I can go ahead and choose the center diameter circle. Here I can go click on the outside edge. If you notice though, this, just because I clicked the outside edge doesn't mean that it went through and applied a dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and set this at 1.25. Okay, finishing the sketch and then doing an extrusion. I do want to make sure I click both the entire surface up there. We're going to do 0.25 for our height, and I'm going to say OK. We have a series of 3 holes that are going to show up here on our part. And the one thing that we may go through and utilize is I'm going to go ahead and create a new sketch. At this point, your students may not be familiar with the hole command, so we'll go ahead and we will show how to do this with circles. So one thing is, let's go ahead and utilize some geometric constraints. Here's equal. All these are going to be the same, so I'm going to do equal between each one of these circles. And then I can use my dimension tool here. So from the center point, so you'll notice that I'm not able, there we go. I'm able to click now the top of that. So 0.5 from this circle to this one is going to be 0.5. And you'll see it kind of kicked out on us, but that's okay. And then from this circle to here is going to be 0.5 as well. So you'll see they've kind of moved a little bit on us. But what we can do, utilizing the horizontal vertical, I can choose the center of each one of these circles, and these will go through and help us out there. Okay, dimension wise, it looks like we got a lot kind of moving around, but when I go through and set in from the edge to the center of the circle, 0.25, that'll locate them. And then when I go through and set the diameter at 0.25, all those, because of those equal constraints, will fall into line as I do that. Okay, I'm going to finish the sketch. I'm going to extrude, and as I extrude, I'm going to select all 3 of these parts. Since they're going to have the same depth, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to say they go an all distance, so they go all the way through, and I can go ahead and say OK. So that will go through and give me my square column construction block to finish out for number 9.